Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. Welcome to another exciting meeting at Toastmaster for Hyderabad Entrepreneurs 2.0. In Toastmaster, it's all about learning from the synergy of each other and growing. How you put your time, how you want to grow, it's all about that. And we have some wonderful guests today. Let me introduce them. Girish, sir, do you want to introduce yourself?
Good evening all. Thank you very first for allowing me. I am from Toastmaster for Pune Entrepreneurs 2.0. I am a study abroad consultant and we are helping students to go abroad and study. And I joined, I am this year Vice President membership for our group.
Thank you, Girish, sir. Thanks for joining. I hope you will enjoy, stay, and learn something from this meeting.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take a half a minute to talk. As in the lockdown, I studied little bit of Japanese, so that attracted me to join this meeting. Thank you for allowing me.
Thank you, sir. Sunil Yadav, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hey, hi all. This is Sunil. I belong to Noida, and I'm working here as a talent acquisition manager. And this is my first ever Toastmaster meeting I've ever joined. So just want to hear and explore the things. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. Thanks for joining. I hope you will learn and see how Toastmasters helps each and every individual to grow as a communicator and as a leader. Thank you, Vijay, for joining. Vijay, do you want to quickly introduce yourself to the crowd here?
Yeah, sure. Good evening, all of you. Myself, Vijay Kumar. I am from Hyderabad. Today is my first time as a guest. I'm joining here. I'm more excited to know about Toastmasters. Thank you.
Thank you, Vijay. And we have one more guest joining, Kate Tagore. Tagore, do you want to quickly introduce yourself? No problem. Sarah, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, this is Sarah here. I'm from Tamil Nadu and I belong to the Hurstwell Weekend Toastmasters in Australia. And I came back to India now. So I'm intended to join one of the Indian Toastmasters. And so I'm looking forward to know more about this group. Thanks for having me.
Wonderful, Sarah. Thank you. So are you playing the TTM role today?
Yes.
Wonderful. So Niyamat, Sarah will be our table topic master for today. Thank you for joining, Sarah, and taking up this role today.
Thank you. Thank you, Ram.
Abdul Wahid, do you want to quickly introduce yourself? No problem. I want to acknowledge our visiting Toastmasters, Lydia, who is joining here. And then we have few role players who joined. Varun Kumar, who is joining from Spain today. And we also have DTM Murali, who is a visiting Toastmaster for us. With that note, let's start the meeting today. We all think about peaceful life. We all think about improving our life, but there are certain techniques our people, our ancestors have found, especially the Japanese techniques that are proven techniques. And we know people in Japan, certain part of Japan, where they follow certain techniques called ikigai and etc. And they're able to live for hundreds of years. Today, our beautiful lady in the room, Toastmaster Niyamat, has come up with some beautiful techniques from Japan, which we can apply in our life and lead that peaceful, successful, and healthier life. Let me invite Toastmaster Niyamat as Toastmaster of the day. Over to you, Niyamat.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Raghu. Am I clearly audible and visible to everyone?
Yes, you're audible and visible both.
Yes, I've tried something amazing that I've got a video on one device and audio from another device. But as long as I'm audible to everyone and the meeting goes smoothly, I have achieved my purpose. All right. So if it's distracting, I'll turn off my video. Shall I do that?
No, we are good.
Okay. All right. Okay, so good morning, good afternoon, good evening to one and all. It's indeed a pleasure to be playing the role of the Toastmaster of the day for the meeting. And we have a very interesting concept or philosophy that I have chosen for the meeting today, known as Japanese philosophies. A lot of it probably you're aware. A few things might be interesting to note. So I'm going to share my screen and let me know when it's visible. Is this visible to everyone?
Yes, it's coming up. Yeah, you can see that.
All right. Okay. So Japanese philosophies, like Toastmaster Raghu's already introduced a few of the things. I would like to shed light on a few of the concepts that have actually made a difference in my life. And therefore, I hope that by talking about these philosophies, they can make a difference in your life too. So before we delve more into it, just a short disclaimer. The energy of your choice literally changes the universe and puts things into motion for creation and actualization. This is just a short disclaimer to bring everyone in this room a little more aware and a little more conscious that every single thing that you do, think, believe in will actually make a difference in your life. And this is really one of the foundational things that a lot of people in Japan have used. And therefore, we say that they live longer, healthier, better lives. So, why really? A few years ago, I was traveling for a conference to Dehradun. And over there, I found this really beautiful mosaic lamp that I purchased. And I was really happy to bring it back home in Maharashtra, in Mumbai. Sadly, when I got home and I got out of the flight and I actually unpacked, the beautiful lamp that I had bought with me was broken and strewn across in a number of pieces. Now, I was really upset because of it, but nevertheless, I chose to keep that lamp. And even today, outside my home, you can see that lamp shining. Why am I telling you this? Because I'm going to introduce one concept that probably a few of you have heard of, and probably most of you have not heard of. And that is the concept of wabi sabi. Does anybody know what it is? Or has anybody ever heard of it?
No.
No? Anyone? Okay. So wabi sabi basically means embracing the imperfections that make love perfect. Or rather, just embracing the imperfections. I could have very easily, like a person who would want to keep their house clean, very easily just thrown away because it was a piece of garbage, right? But no, it had memories attached to it. It had all the experiences of the Dehradun, of the conference attached to that mosaic lamp. And hence I decided that I'm not going to throw it away. And so Wabi Sabi was one concept that I understood a few years ago, that actually by embracing the imperfection, I can actually take something much more special. And that is that, so what if it was a little broken? It was still beautiful. If you apply that to relationships, we don't have to be perfect partners for each other. But if we can still contribute in our imperfect ways and create a healthy, balanced, beautiful life, isn't that an application of Wabi Sabi? If you actually Google it up, Wabi Sabi has a lot of meaning in furniture, in architecture, in design, because the Japanese actually believe that using these colors, like this image is actually very Japanese because they like to play it very subtle, taking just these nude colors, but at the same time showing how they can be really beautiful too. So without wasting much time, I would now like to take the meeting forward by inviting role players for the meeting. And so for the role players, first we have the tag team. And so I invite Toastmaster Aditya, who's playing the role of the timer, to kindly come forward and explain his role. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This is Aditya from Vijayawada Toastmasters. Today, I am going to take up the role of timer, where I will be keeping track of time for all the speeches, prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and the evaluation. And I will be presenting a detailed report at the end of the meeting. So let us know what are the timing constraints for each and every element. So for coming to previous speeches, it is going to be 5 minutes to 7 minutes. So at 5 minutes, I will be showing green card. At 6 minutes, I will be showing yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will be showing red card. So this is the timings for the previous speech. For table topic speeches, it is going to be for 1 to 2 minutes, where at 1 minute, I will be showing green card. At 1 minute 30 seconds, I will be showing yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will be showing red card. And for evaluations, it's going to be 2 to 3 minutes. For 2 minutes, it's going to be green card, 2 minutes 30 seconds yellow card, and 3 minutes is going to be red card. So these are the timing limitations which you have to keep in mind when you are delivering your speeches. So thank you, Toastmaster Uday.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. I now would like to invite the accountant cum grammarian for our meeting today, Toastmaster Anne-Marie Joseph. Kindly explain your role, please.
Good morning, good evening. Yes, we're talking about Japanese philosophy today, and that's about radiating balance and energy and light. So our word today is radiate. My role as a grammarian is to monitor the usage of the English language. We are so driven to perform that we forget the smaller detail. And I'm going to encourage you all to use the word of the day, creative language where you can, and I'll be looking at pronunciation, incomplete sentences, as well as any other grammatical hiccups. And at the end of the day, I will give my report. I also understand I am the AR counter, so I'm doubling up today. The AR counter, there are certain filler words that we become used to, and we use them all the time, and they can be annoying to the listener. They distract from the quality of your speech, overuse of words, but, so, well, and, you know, and fillers like repeating words, I. And at the end of that session, I will give my report. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anne-Marie. And it's always a delight to hear you, and always a little bit worrisome also to not make any mistakes. All right, so moving on, we also have the table topic master, as Toastmaster Raghu already briefed us initially, but I'll invite her when we'll have the table topic session. So now let's move on to the main section of our meeting, that is the prepared speeches. We have 3 prepared speeches. The first one will be delivered by Toastmaster Vamsi. His speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Rohan, and I hence invite Toastmaster Rohan to kindly give us the norms of the speech.
It is DTM Anadatta Murali.
Okay, I'm so sorry. I'll change that.
No
I
problem.
request evaluator 1 to kindly come forward and explain and give us the evaluation norms.
Very good evening to all of you. I'm going to be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Vamsi. He is going to be speaking from the leadership development part, and this speech, it's a project 2 from the level 2, time management, and the speech title is Learn to Time Manage Wisely. Learn to time manage wisely, Toastmaster Vamsi. It is 5 to 7 minute speech. Over to you, TMoD.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you, Murali, for my grateful introduction about me. Greetings of the day, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A famous quote by Tracy said, time management is about self-management. A few years ago, I started working project for my company that requires a lot of research, planning, and coordination. I had a team of people work with me. We had a deadline to complete the project. At first, I struggled to manage my time effectively. Are able to hear me? time manage effectively, I one day I attended the time management seminar that I I get some practical strategies to implement and after that I manage my time to better to effectively. I want to talk about the couple of strategies that I to effective time management that made me manage the time effectively in my life. First, let's start with that. There are two techniques I am going to discuss about the strategies. First one is to-do list and next is not to-do list. Let's start with the to-do list. The to-do list is the list of tasks that are required based on the priority and and urgency. And I should to-do list is the one that when you are doing the tasks, you need to do the based on the priority. I should always split up that long stories into my small tasks and manageable ones that so that I should complete the tasks in time. Those are the lists we need to include. I need to include it in the to-do list. To-do list is the one that we are organizing the tasks and complete it in priority and prioritize it based on the urgency and important ones. I list down on the top and write it down to the list that are coming in the next next priority. Next, let's talk about the not to-do list. Not to-do list is the list of tasks that are that eliminate the most of the improve our time and improve productivity. I will give an example in my life. I spend the time for the social media feeds that eat up my time. That can eat up my time for taking the time. That I noted down in my not to do list and I focused on that. I could better on that part. The to-do list, not to-do list is the one that it will give the strategies to manage the time wisely and eliminate the unwanted tasks that you could eliminate that manage the time effectively. These are the two lists I'm going to I implemented as a part of my personal professional lives. Coming to some other strategies, I will include it here. Some in addition to this one. When I started any work, I noted down my list of the tasks one by one and priority. I noted down one priority by high urgency tasks first and noted down to the other tasks in the last. I want to ask one question. I want to happy to hear you one of in a meeting. What is time management? I want to hear you from answer to this question to any one of you in the meeting. I will give the 10 seconds to answer the question. Yeah.
Managing your time effectively.
Okay.
Doing the things well in time or appropriate time.
Okay. Yeah. Anyone? Thank you.
I'd say it's using time effectively.
Okay.
Doing the task in a required time.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone?
I can go.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Using your time for what you intend to do and having a result at the end of the time allocated.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Anyone? Yeah, I will go with that meaning. Time management is the process that organizes and planning our how to do our different activities that to manage our time. I will ask one more question here in the same note. Why the time management is important in our lives? I'm happy to hear you to answer these questions as well. In the meeting. Anyone in the meeting? Yeah. I'll give the 10 seconds to answer this question. Yeah.
Because a minute has only 60 seconds. We have very limited time with us.
Okay. Thank you. Anyone?
We have got a limited time in life for anything. Our life has got a limited time period. Day has got a limited time period, 24 hours. And just as before Girish has mentioned, a minute has only 60 seconds. So time management is very important.
Okay. Thank you, Gopal. Yeah. Anyone?
Time management helps us to focus on the task we are having and handle it very perfectly rather than rushing it out.
Yeah. Thank you, Sarah. Anyone?
May I?
Yeah.
Yeah. In my view, like everything, time is also one of the component. And if anything is mismanaged or not managed, it affects the whole spectrum. So if we unattend anything, this will affect the whole ball game, and our whole life will become an unstructured thing.
Okay. Thank you, Ankit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I will go with my reasons like why time management is required in our lives. First one, it's time management helps us to use our time effectively and efficiently. That is the one reason. And second one is to achieve our goals in like if you are managing time effectively, then you will achieve the goals quickly. That is the one reason. The third one is when you are managing the time effectively, you are reducing our stress and reduce our stress, and so that you could easily achieve our like prioritize goals. That is the third reason. Fourth one is when you are doing management, time management effectively in our professional or personal professional lives, so that you can achieve your like targeted goals within time. Those are the reasons, like when you are going for the time management, these are the reasons like you will get something out of it when you are doing time management. Yeah. In conclusion, I will conclude that this here. In conclusion, the time management, when you are following the time management strategies, techniques, then those are to-do list, not to-do list that help you to manage the time effectively and prioritizing your tasks and achieve your goals. Yeah. This is like in my experience, I whenever I am doing the tasks, just I am noting the list down the tasks and prioritize based on that, I achieve the goals quickly. Those are the techniques I followed. In conclusion, like when you are doing tasks, just follow these techniques, you will get it. Your goals easily, you will achieve it. Yeah. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vamsi. Am I clearly audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Okay. Yes. So I hope that all the principles that you have spoken about can actually allow us and help us effectively manage our time. It tends to be one of our vices, but Japanese philosophy also says that there's nothing like if you don't take time to smell the flowers, and have you really lived life? So sometimes you need to indulge in, I wouldn't say wasting time, but spending time just taking care of yourself over getting the work done. All right. So I did see in the chat a little late that a lot of y'all do know about wabi sabi and not wasabi, and that makes it that's quite heartening to know that we are aware. So the next important principle or Japanese theory that I have applied to my life is Shinrin Yoku. Does anybody know what that means? Shinrin Yoku means forest bathing. Does that give you all an idea what it might be?
No.
Okay, so the first time that I did hear about it, I was kind of confused. That does it mean that I'm supposed to, I don't know, bathe in the forest, like literally, or what is one supposed to do? And so actually it is something that is very close to our country, because we do believe that being one with nature, being amidst nature is very comforting, very soothing. The West is now applying these philosophies because they realize the amount of stress and the amount of chaos that they deal with on a regular basis really wants them to spend more time with nature. And so Shinrin Ryoku or forest bathing is a philosophy wherein they actually take these retreats, and this is also started in very, very urban cities of India, Bombay, Bangalore, where the retreats that we have, where they allow people to just kind of uh, go into nature, go right into the forest, camp out there, have these open book sessions, and really get one with ourselves and allow us to connect with ourselves through nature. So I really like this philosophy, and I've also tried forest bathing once during COVID, and it is very comforting. So now with this, let's move on to our second speech or second speaker. And the second speech will be delivered by Toastmaster Gopal, and I request Toastmaster Varun to kindly give us the speech norms.
Thanks a lot, Toastmaster of the day. The second speaker, Toastmaster Gopal, will be delivering a level 4 project 1 speech. The purpose of this particular project is for the member to lead a small team to complete a project. And the purpose of the speech is also for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience leading the team. Timer, please note that the timing will be 5 to 7 minutes. I hand over the stage back to Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. With this, I like to invite the speaker, Toastmaster Gopal. Toastmaster Gopal, got my dividend, Toastmaster Gopal.
So, good afternoon, good evening. My fellow, like one question. How many of you made a conscious decision about your retirement planning? Anyone? If you have not made, then it's really, really a serious issue. Retirement is a big question mark for people in the world. Worldwide, governments have defined benefit contribution, defined benefit to define contribution method. Now people have to build a corpus for themselves while working and then use different way to meet their monthly expenses. Some of the popular ways are to go for the annuity from the insurance company, put money in FD or papers, high yielding FD and papers, or run SIP, build a corpus, and then initiate a SWP, monthly SWP, systematic withdrawal plan from mutual fund scheme. As far as mutual fund schemes are concerned, there are few popular schemes from where people put their money and then initiate SWP with a gestation period of 5 to 10 years. Some of the popular schemes are equity hybrid schemes, balance advantage fund, and dividend yield fund. As a company, we are having the largest equity hybrid fund and balance advantage fund, but we did not have dividend yield fund. So we decided to launch dividend yield fund. Our new fund started from 20th February and ran till 6th of the March. In NFO, we need NFO application form, publicity material like leaflets, banners, standees. This NFO was launched with such a short notice that it was not possible to get all these materials. I conducted a meeting of my branch heads and relationship managers. We discussed the product presentation, and after meeting, I realized that if we need to make it a grand success, even a success on a small scale, in this NFO, we must supply our branches enough physical forms and other publicity material. Now, this is a big crisis, and we got struck. Then I formed a team of 4 people to overcome from this situation. What were their requirements? We just jotted down our requirement. Our requirement was to ascertain the optimum number of quantity required by each branches. Get a printer who can give us quality delivery on such a short notice, finding a courier who can make the consignment delivered to different places. We decided to deliver the required quantity directly to some of the preferred distributors. Apart from regular banners and standees, there was a demand for co-branded standees and banners. Arranging a soft copy of co-branded publicity material. And most importantly, arranging for approvals from competent authority because it involves costs. I formed a team of 4 people to get this thing done. Rahul one of my colleague was taking care of the proper soft copy for all the materials and placing the order with the printer. Another Sandeep was to collate the data from different branches to know about their actual requirement. Then another person, Rohan, was to take care of soft copy requirement across the branches, and Paras was to take care of premium relationship, where we need to take care of personalized requirement. We came out with our requirement. Our requirement was 25,000 application form, banner and 200, standee approx 100, leaflet approx 50,000. I placed the order with our partners to take the care, to take care of this printing centrally, but to our shock, that printer told us that he is not in a position to supply all this material. So we decided to go ahead with the physical common application form and place the order of 10,000 application form with the local guy. We were flooded with requests to have co-branded publicity material. We accommodate them on a case-to-case basis. And we accommodated all the requests for soft copy of co-branded leaflets at this hardly cost of anything. We decided to have day one as a login day so that every relationship manager in the market and is asking for the application, and there is a buzz in the market regarding our NFO. I'm delighted to share with you that we were leading in sales and number of applications count from day one, and it continued till the end of the NFO, new fund offer. We did bigger markets by Delhi, Gujarat, Karnataka, and got appreciation from higher management. It was really a thrilling experience to have lined up so many things efficiently and come on the top of the chart. My entire team is radiating with a newfound dividend from the top management. They got a pat on their back Saturday morning only, and this fund will become open-ended from 15th of March. If you have not invested till, if you have not made your retirement planning, I will request you to please look at the fund when it is opening, make your planning. You know, in India, what is the issue? In India, there is hardly any social security scheme to take care of the retirement. We as a society, hardly anything. Government has done not anything. Earlier, what was in favor of India, that we were living into a joint family. Now we have moved to the nuclear family. In joint family, everyone was taken care of because the corpus used to be bigger one, because the number of people were more. Now in the nuclear family, there is one more issue. Husband, wife, then children are there. Children are also moving away from their house. Then who is going to feed the people? And one thing people make very mistake, that they think that children as a retirement planning. But they forget in the process that children have, when they grow up, children have got their own responsibility, their own commitment. So they fall into the trap. And we have seen many, especially during the COVID time, we have found many people who were wandering on the house. So we have that the government was planning to increase to 4 years so that people build enough purpose to look after for their own retirement, but people are not ready. So this process, as the population is growing, aging, this problem.
Believe we lost him. Timer, can we give an extra time for him?
Sorry, I got disconnected. So this problem is going to be bigger in nature. So I will request everyone who have not raised their hands that they are still today any kind of retirement planning. Please do it in a very conscious manner. The more delay we will do, the more bigger problem is going to be for you. With this, I will hand over the stage back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Gopal. I believe your experiences in your speech has radiated to all of us, as our counter is very kindly reminding us. And with this, let's move on to our third speaker. But before that, I'll introduce one more philosophy Is my screen visible to everyone? Yes?
No, it's coming. It is started sharing.
Okay.
But yes, it is visible.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we understood about Wabi Sabi, that is embracing imperfections, and Shinrin Yoku that talked about going within by being one with nature. There's also one more philosophy called as Kintsugi, which is sometimes confused with Wabi Sabi, that basically talks about using gold or some kind of a strong and inert metal like gold to repair things that have broken. So kintsugi or golden joinery is also known as kintsukuroi, is the Japanese art of repairing broken pottery by mending the areas of breakage with lacquer, dusted or mixed with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. The method is similar to the maki technique or meiki technique. And as a philosophy, it talks about kind of joining or gluing together, breaking or repair things that have been broken as a part of the history of an object rather than something to disguise. Again, coming back to relationships, when you are feeling that there are fractures in a relationship or when things don't seem to be working out in a business, maybe that's the time to figure out and patch up things and use some kind of a philosophy that you began with when you started your business or you started your relationship, and it might just help matters. I think it's a very strong takeaway message, and it's something that we can truly apply in our lives. And now I invite the third speaker for the evening today, and we have with us Toastmaster Raghu, and his speech will be evaluated by Toastmaster Joy B. Hans. Am I correct?
DTM Joy Beyond. Yeah.
Yeah, hi. Yeah, DTM Joy, of course. So we have DTM Joy with us. I invite you to kindly give us the evaluation norms for DTM Raghu's speech.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Today I'm going to evaluate our radiant speaker, Raghu, who is going to enthrall us with his speech. He is doing level 1, and the purpose of his project is to learn and review basic methods of writing a speech with a defined purpose to present a well-organized speech on any topic. Best of luck, Raghu. Over to you, TMoD.
Thank you. Toastmaster Raghu. Toastmaster Raghu, 3 W's of wealth, 3 W's of wealth, Toastmaster Raghu.
Dhanam Moolam Idam Jagat. Money is the base of this world. Once you hit that early 20s, your parents, your relatives, your siblings, everyone expects you to start earning money. And what we do, rub our asses and start working, earning that pennies, dollars, reals, rupees, or whatever the currency of the country that you're working on. And we get addicted so much that we forget all our surroundings. We forget our family, we forget the timings, we forget the health, and start working so much till we hit the late 30s, or maybe early 40s, or maybe early 50s, and then start spending the same rupees, reals, cents, pennies on our health. Our health, because we already lost our youth, our health, and we have to keep rubbing, and then all this money won't be even able to save you if it has gone south. Somebody has actually told health is the real wealth. And when do we realize it? When it's too late. I'm not here to lecture you today. I'm here to share my personal experience, how I lost my life, but then I got to know about 3 secrets or 3 techniques by which I was able to rather working on regaining my wealth. It all happened that I started working, and then it went so crazy That my initial days of working, there were times, rather, I worked for so many hours that I didn't see my elder one growing for 1 year. I didn't even get to see him because I was in my office for so many number of hours. That culture continued. My wife didn't interrupt, and that continued for so many years. It came to a point when I started working for my current organization, 3 continuous years, but 16 hours a day. And that went on and went on and went on till I broke my back and it started paining like anything. And what I get to hear from my boss, we don't need sick people in my project. I lost my life for that project. And this is what I got to hear from my boss. That is when I realized that I lost for nothing. But then I didn't learn my lesson. Things went on south. And then at a point of time, I thought I will gain it back. But then pandemic hit. And then everything went south. We all were sitting at home, lazy, doing nothing, looking at each other. But then once the pandemic went on, with the effect of Corona, thanks to Corona and the vaccine, there are so many side effects. My skin started getting irritated, and then there was no medication which was helping. My sugar levels shoot up, and that was very bad state. My BP went so high that I couldn't. Two of my friends were so afraid. 180 by 120, one of the worst readings that someone can have. They were afraid because I may have heart attack at that point of time. But then I was introduced to 3 W's on how I can regain back. First W is water. Have your water abundantly. Our body is more of water and it helps us in our digestion. And I started following up. As soon as I wake up every day, I started drinking 1 liter of water. And after each meal with a 1 hour gap, I have 1 glass of water. And when I sit in my office, I try to hydrate myself frequently. This helps me also to walk, and same time it keeps me hydrated across the time that I sit in my office. Overall, I try to drink 3 to 4 liters of water. It helps in digestion, it helps in bowel movement, it also helps to keep you fresh. The next W is walking. Why walking? It helps you to keep yourself fresh. When you go out, it helps you to do the smallest workout. You don't need to hit gyms and do lot of exercise there. Minimum walking will help. At least walk for 5,000 steps a day. Ensure that after each meal, stand up for 30 minutes or do walking for 30 minutes. That will help both in digestion and also keep your body active. And guess what? There's also another advantage. If you're linking to an app called Impact, you can donate those steps, converting them into some rupees to a charity that are of your choice. Last but not least is watch out. Watch the calories intake. There's so many things that we dump inside our body, knowingly, unknowingly. Do you know there are 3 villains sitting in your kitchen? I knew from my Sattvic movement lessons. The one, the sugar, white rice, and also white flour, maida. You need to avoid them. Need to avoid all the packaged foods. Need to avoid all the fried foods. Need to avoid whatever you need not take. Be watchful on what you are taking, what you are intaking. Watch calories by using some app like Healthify. And when you watch it, it sets definite calories intake depending upon your age, weight, and also based upon how much active you are. And when you keep watching out, you can suddenly reduce things. Guess what? After following 3 Ws, I was able to reduce my weight by 20 kilos. I was able to reverse my diabetes that had come back to lower levels. And I'm working on my high BP right now with the new sattvic foods that I'm adopting to. What about you? Are you going to sit like a couch potato on your sofa, or are you going to work on 3 Ws and regain your wealth? Toastmaster.
Wonderful speech. Thank you, Toastmaster Raghu. Yes, it's a tough battle to choose between sattvic food and pani puri, but we'll try our best. And I'll leave you all with one last Japanese philosophy before we move on to the next segment. And that is something that I'm sure most of you all are aware of. It's quite in these days. Ikigai. I'm sure we've all heard this.
Yes, we have heard it.
Yes. Yes. So Ikigai basically talks about a reason for being, that which brings you satisfaction, a sense of meaning to life. There's this constant rat race that we're all trying to get better, trying to win something, trying to earn more money or whatever it is. But Ikigai is a way of centering ourselves in trying to understand what is our true purpose, or rather, what makes us get out of bed every morning. So not going into much detail of it, but it's something for all of us to ponder upon. And these are 4 questions that we can all play with. I do it for myself from time to time. Like we heard in our speeches that we need to look back at what are we missing? Are we looking at our health? Are we focusing on it? And so the first question is, what do you love? All right. What is that gives you true happiness? What is something that you truly enjoy? And how do I couple with it? What am I good at? Sometimes I can understand that I'm very good at something, but I don't necessarily enjoy it. So can I truly make it a profession? The third question that we need to look at or try to be able to answer, what is it that I can do that I can be paid for? And that is how I can completely mix or use what I love. That's my passion. What am I good at that I can make it into my profession? What can I be paid for? What can I use as a vocation? And ultimately, how can I as an individual, being a part of society, contribute to it? And so ask the fourth and most important question, what is it that the world needs? And it's something that we really must, take a pause and try to ask ourselves, are we being able to fulfill all these 4 circles? Because ultimately they're all intertwined. And that is what is talking about coming close to what is Ikigai. So with this wonderful thought, I will now invite the table topic master for our meeting today, Toastmaster Sara, to take the meeting forward and also explain the norms of her session. Over to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Hi, everyone. This is Sarah here. I'm your Toastmaster of the day. And I'm going to give you guys a tough question. And as today's Japanese philosophy is being observed here, so I'm going to take it from Toastmaster of the day and take some of the Japanese proverbs or quotes or sayings as examples. I'm going to highlight it and then ask a question so that you guys would be knowing some of the proverbs from the Japanese point of view. Okay. And about the rules, as Toastmaster of the day earlier said, it goes like a table topic goes for 2 minutes. And when it is 1 minute, you will see a green from the timer. 1 minute, 30 seconds, you would see a amber or yellow from the timer. And 2 minutes, you would see a red from the timer. So before proceeding, I just wanted to confirm with Raghu, because I'm seeing 18 plus participants here in this group now. So how many questions am I allowed to ask? Either Toastmaster Day or Raghu can answer me, please. It could help me.
I think you can have about 4 to 5 topics.
Okay, thank you so much. So my first proverb is, wherever you live, you come to love it. That's one of the Japanese proverb. Wherever you live, you come to love it. So the question is this: which one place you hated at first and started loving it? Which one place you hated at first and started loving it? This question goes to Lydia Norman.
Excuse me, could you repeat that one more time, please?
Which one place you hated first and started loving it?
Thank you. My father served in the United States Air Force for 23 years. That required my family and I to move around quite often, but not really often for a military family. We moved around every 5 years or so because my father did programming. When I was 10 years old and had just finished the 4th grade, we moved from Omaha, Nebraska, USA, to a teeny weeny little town in the state of Missouri that was called Nobnoster, German for Little Hill. I cried when I left Omaha. But after 3 years of being in Nobnoster, Missouri, my father was stationed at an air base called Whiteman Air Force Base. I had friends. I was involved in different things at school. And the time came when my father was stationed back to Omaha. And I cried when I left. So I had hated it before because it was something that was unknown to me. But after 3 years, I ended up falling in love with it and ended up crying after I left. And so I now have very fond memories of that place. So that is my example of hating a place and then coming to love it. Back to you, Table Topics Mistress.
Thank you, Lydia. That was impressive. Seriously, I too had a similar experience like you when I was moved because of my dad's work. Thank you so much for making me remember those moments. So my next proverb from the Japanese is, fall down 7 times, get up 8 times. Fall down 7 times, get up 8th time. So the question is this. This is like never give up hope. So what is that one moment you felt like I should never give up my hope? What is that one moment of your life where you felt like you should never give up hope? This question is to Vamsi Allah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sarah. My topic is hope. Can you please repeat again?
Vamsi, the question is, what is that one moment in your life you felt like you should never give up hope?
Okay. And in 2021, one moment I want to share the one moment with the hope, like never give up that moment. When I was trying to go to USA, at that time, like my application is not reached to USA in time. I lost hope completely. I never give up in that thought. Continuously, I'm praying God to approve it. But after some time after that, luckily my application reached to USA and got approved. At that time, that is the moment I remembered forever in my life, to give up any. If you are anything happening is in a different way, in a bad way also, don't lose hope. That is the principle I am having that in my life. Never give up that thought like if at the moment anything is not happening, not feeling it won't happen in future also. I won't think in that way most of the times. That is the moment I remember forever for my career perspective in personal life. And like, yeah, that is the one of the happiest moment in my life in 2021. And it's application reaching, it taking time, and finally that it's happened, reached. And after that, when I look back, I feel proud of myself, how far I come. Yeah, over to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Vamsi. It means a lot, not just for you. Something personal means to every one of us having similar experience in their life. Thank you so much. And my next proverb that I took was even monkeys fall from trees. This means that regardless how skilled you are, we all lose our balance or we will make some mistakes in our life. So here is the question. What is that one mistake with which you learned something very personal to you? What is that one mistake from which you learned something very personal to you? This is gonna be a question for some guests. So I would like to invite Sunil Yadav from the guests to answer this question. What is that one mistake from which you learned something very personal for your life?
Hi, all. This is Sunil from Ghaziabad. So this incident happened in 2018. I was kind of, very passionate about the driving skills. I mean, driving the car, and I'm working in night shift. So when I leave office in morning, so there is no traffic in the road. So I always drive in my way. Like it's a rash. You can say the rash driving I used to do, and there was an accident. I literally survived in that accident, and due to rash driving. And I realized after that I got admitted to hospital, and luckily there was no big injuries to me, and I survived. But I realized that I should not, drive fast. Even the traffic is not there in the roads. So this was the incident I learned. Like I used to drive carefully, even if road is like occupied or there is traffic, we need to drive carefully. This is the incident, and I've learned this. Thank you.
Thank you, Sunil. Thank you so much. This is something very personal to me as well. I was once driving rashly, and I was about to slip and fall down. But lucky that I was having that balance. Somehow I landed safe. So this is a personal incident for me too. Thank you so much, Sunil. And my next proverb is, even a fool has at least one talent. Even a fool has at least one talent. So the question is like this. Explain one talent you're so proud of. Explain one talent you're so proud of. And this is for the guest again, Vijay Avri. It is for the guest, Vijay Avri. I may be pronouncing your name wrong. Vijay, are you there?
Maybe somebody else can take it up.
Okay. In that case, can I give this one to, one second, Anand Datta?
Can you repeat the question if you don't mind? Toastmaster Sarah, can you repeat the question?
The question is, what is the skill that you're proud of?
Great. Excellent question for an excellent person. I am proud of my networking skills. Toastmasters is a place where people join for communication and leadership skills, but I did not join Toastmaster for none of this. My main passion is networking. Why networking? That's my profession. I'm an insurance and real estate consultant. So every day I deal with people. So peopling is my job. And that one strength is the one which I always feel I'm proud of. That is how I radiate every day in day-to-day life. Wherever I'm there, I radiate because of this skill. I'm short. That is also one of the important skill of mine, rather my inborn quality. Wherever there are hundreds of people, I'll be the person who will be in the center, in the front row, in the photo. You will not be one among this cloud. No, I am the person. So overall, what I feel is everyone has got talent. You focus on what is your strength. If you start focusing on your weakness, you will never grow. My strength is, first and foremost, is the networking. Second, peopling. I meet people. I don't have any hesitation to go and introduce myself. And that's how I'm professionally very successful. Third, my strength, which I feel is the plus point for me wherever I go, is my shortness. I am 4 feet 13 inches, yani I am 5 feet 1 inch, but I radiate with whatever strength I have. Thank you, and over to you, Table Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Anadatta, if I'm pronouncing it right. Thank you. Thank you so much. You know what? It is not just you radiated, but I too took your radiation because I'm one such a person like you who gets to know more people and go more networking. And so it's also personal to me. Seems like everybody is relating something that is very personal to me. So I'm getting more radiation. So the last question for the day from the table topic master. It is from the proverb 10 people, 10 colors. It is a Japanese proverb 10 people, 10 colors. So here is the question. Which color best describes you? Which color best describes you? And this question is for another guest, Varun.
Thank you for the topic, Table Topics Master. Which color best describes me? I request every one of you to please close your eyes just for a few seconds because I am going to do an exercise with you. As soon as you close your eyes, what is the color you see? Black, right? It's pitch dark blackness. Now, cover one eye with one hand and open your other eye. Okay. Which color do you see when you close the other eye? You don't see any color. That is the color which I would love to describe myself. I am someone who is colorful to everyone. Yes, Aditya, you see green, yellow, and red, but you as a timer, that's your perspective of me. Raghunatha might see me today. Since he is wearing blue, he might be thinking, oh, there is something blue here. It is his perspective of blue. Toastmaster Anadatta is wearing red. So just like Sunil, they might be thinking, okay, there might be a little bit of reddish color on my face because of the light coming from beside me. I am invisible. You know why? Because it is your perspective of who I am supposed to be. I have no color. And my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, I would love to be invisible as such because I want only my voice to be heard, not be me being visible. There is a reason behind it. Just like when I put on these headphones, just like the noise you're hearing right now, but you are only able to see me. That is why. If you listen to voice, you can feel, you can understand, you can imagine, and you can explore things. But when you see, you're just stuck with one thing. And I don't want anyone else to be stuck with only this physical presence of mine. So I am invisible, colorless, spread throughout the eternity. Over to you, Table Topics Master.
That's impressive, Varun. It was the last question, but a very impressive answer. I have been answering people when people ask me this question, saying that what color best describes you. I was saying that black, because black has been my favorite color, so I just chose that. But now I would take your words and I would take that radiation from you again, and then portray to my everyone else that I'm also invisible person. Thank you so much. And that completes my duty as the table topic master. And I would hand it back to the host master of the day. Back to you.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Sarah. That was indeed a very nice and well-conducted session, and I loved the topics. It gave us a lot of food for thought. And now we move on to the third segment, which is called the Breakfast of Champions, the evaluation segment of a Toastmasters meeting. Before we move on to that segment, any takeaway of how we impart or we plan to intake these philosophies, whether it is Kintsugi, Ikigai, Shinrin Yoku, or Wabi Sabi? Anyone?
Can I?
Sure, please.
Okay. The first intake is to remember the names properly, because I don't know about Shinrin Yoku. I do know not just wasabi, I do know about wabi sabi, but my bad, I didn't remember it before. So I should first take that I should know the names or the details of what I learn from every meeting or anywhere I read out. So that's my takeaway first. Thank you.
Thank you. As Shakespeare would say, what's in a name? I hope the energy has radiated and we managed to live the philosophy. All right. Okay, so let's move on to the evaluation segment. And for that, I invite the first evaluator, Toastmaster Annadatta, to present his evaluation. Timer, kindly note, timing is 2 to 3 minutes. Over to you.
Very good evening, all of you, and my target speaker, Toastmaster Vamsi. This is my report to you, your speech. I'm just sharing it with you. As in Toastmasters, especially in this project, there are 3 things where we can evaluate you. The first thing is what you have excelled at. You are very comfortable with the interaction with the audience, and you are able to convey your points. But I'm going to be concentrating on the next 2 topics you may want to work on. The time management speech itself had to be time managed, because I think you took more time. The timer did not announce the timing. You have to share, as per this project, your personal experience on a project and how the time management has helped you to achieve your project. Just to tell you, on the same day, 2 years back, that's in 2021, I completed this project. So I know this project very well. Your speech structure should have been very good, and the eye contact is the one which I want to improve, because you're more of talking or seeing your paper. Your body language, you are standing, but there was not much of body language and your voice modulation. I want you to work on them for your future. Third, what are the areas which you can improve, practice your speech? I could presume that I expected a radiation from your speech, but I found that you did not practice much of your speech. This is my opinion. Limit questions to only few members of the audience, and that to give a time limit. And in terms of my evaluation on the various things, I have given you here, your clarity could have been better with a better practice of your speech, and vocal variety, I told you, more of vocal variety could have been there. Your eye contact, as I told you, you need to have more eye contact because you're reading your paper, and audience awareness was very good. That I really appreciate, but the gesture could have been more emphasized. Your comfort level, because it was interacting with the audience, you did very well, and it was a great subject. Overall, my suggestions are this. Open your speech. You took 4 minutes to ask the first question, but it could have been better. You could have asked your rhetorical questions in the beginning rather than in the middle. Restrict your questions with a few members and give them time limit. Put life, emotion in your speech as a project you have completed to share your achievements. Time your speech, and rather than running fast at the end. At the end, I could see you were running when you got the red, you are trying to close the thing. Great speech, but I would request you in your future speeches, implement them, practice, so that you can radiate. Over to you, General Evaluator and Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Morally, for your comment.
Thank you. Thank you, Toastmaster Annadatta. Now I invite the second evaluator for the second speech. I can't see.
It's Varun. I am here.
Yeah.
You have put as EV1, so she had a doubt.
Sorry.
Ah.
Yeah, my bad.
I am not sure.
Toastmaster Varun, over to you. Yeah.
Thanks a lot. I don't know how to pronounce Niyamat. Okay. Thanks a lot, Niyamat. Sorry for that. My speaker, Gopal. Gopal, you delivered a very beautiful speech today. The dividend which you got. Unfortunately, let me dive deep into it, deep into my evaluation. Unfortunately, I couldn't find the dividend which you were talking about. You spoke about the NFO, you spoke about how an investment would help people when they are going to retire. But for youngsters like me, who just know one thing about stock markets or even about investments, is trading, trading, and trading. For me, the long-term investment, in my perspective, is just 2 months. If I take your opinion on it, you might say long-term investment is what, 15 years. I have no such time like that. I am yet to reach my 30s or even 25s. Next 2 years, I'll be 25. So if people like me would plan to retire right now, it's going to be a very difficult thing for us. But kudos to you, you made a plan for all those people who are planning to retire soon. And you made a firm and you made a team wherein you had thousands and thousands of people filling an application and making it a success. Kudos to you. Gopal, one thing which in the starting for me, I felt as if you were speaking from 2 devices, not one, and your background made it a little bit even more difficult for me to understand what you were speaking about, because you were using a different virtual background and you were speaking from 2 devices, I believe, and there was a network lag as well. Second thing, when you asked questions, I was expecting you to wait for the answer or use their answers. I might have missed, or there might be a network lag wherein I did not hear the second part. I might be wrong as well, but I was waiting for that. And third thing, which I want to focus you mainly on, is try to summarize whatever you have told. You started off beautifully with retirement. You ended off with retirement. Very good. But what was the main message which you are trying to give to people when you told the entire speech? You told that it is good that you have to plan for your retirement. For you, kids are not your investments and all. But I was looking forward for a beautiful message hiding there, which was there hidden in your speech, which needs to be bought out, pulled out by you. So 3 things which you can work on. I'm sorry for that. 3 things which you can work on. First, full form for all the people who can understand. NFO. When you started off the speech, you said NFO, but then the definition of NFO came somewhere around 3.5 or 4 minutes into the speech, and I was still stuck at that point. Second thing, have a good network. You were lagging quite a lot while I was hearing, or it might be my problem as well. I don't know. And third thing, summarize beautifully to bring out the hidden message which was there in your speech. With this, I hand over the stage back to Niyamat.
Thank you, Toastmaster Varun. Lastly, I invite the third evaluator for the third speech delivered by Toastmaster Raghu. I invite DTM Joy to deliver his evaluation.
A very good evening, everybody, once again, and special good evening to my speaker, Radiating Raghu. That's the best way I can use the word of the day. There are 2 ways I will be evaluating you. There are 2 major purposes. The major purpose that you have in level 1 is the speech writing. So I'll be really focusing on that. Other than that, areas where you can work on is the delivery part, which I'll be also targeting. To begin a good speech, we need a hook. Did you have a hook? Yes, of course. You used 3 powerful Sanskrit words and I couldn't make sense of what they were, but they were powerful. I do not know Sanskrit, but they were beautiful. Then you immediately took us into a journey through a thought-provoking, factual story. You began with, the moment you reach 20, the whole world expects you to earn. And then you told us that we all go into earning business, and by the time we turn 30, some of us have either lost our health and some of us are about to lose our health. That was beautiful. At that point of time, I was sure what you're going to say, but then you brought a dramatic change. You said, I will not lecture you, but I'm going to share with you something that I've experienced. And I was like, oh, that's my man. I'm going to listen to this gentleman now. You got me completely into your story when you made that statement, and that was beautiful. The moment you finished your opening, you transitioned into your story. And then you highlighted the challenges that you faced in your corporate world and the three major issues which you had. The first issue, skin trouble, skin rashes. Second one, you spoke about blood sugar or diabetes. And third one is blood pressure. In this, I noticed that you used the pandemic and the COVID shot, which I could not really understand. Why did you put it? It was a subplot. It was not needed. Just the corporate life and its trouble and transitioning into the three health issues would have been amazing. It was not needed. You could have stressed somewhere else. Then you took us immediately into the three bullet points of your story: water, walking, and watching. That was beautiful. You drink water to stay hydrated, and you told us drink 3 to 4 liters of water. You said walk every day to stay fresh, and you walk 5,000 steps a day. Beautiful. You also told us how to use an app known as Impact to track your walking and also give money to NGOs, because I use the same app. Then you told us about watching or observing what you eat. And then you highlighted one app which is known as Healthify Me, and I use that app too. In the end, you told us towards the conclusion that you were able to reverse the blood pressure and you're on the verge of reversing blood sugar. You left me with two unanswered questions. The first one was, you spoke about sattvic food, and I was curious, what is sattvic food? But you did not get into sattvic food at all. So I was left a little disappointed over there. The second is you spoke about sugar getting rectified sooner, BP already done, but you had another challenge, which is known as skin challenge. You did not cover that. I'm sorry, I'm very technical. You excelled overall. You have an amazing poise. You excel there. You're very clear. Your narration is super good. You may like to work at a little voice modulation in storytelling. In the next speech, I would like you to use at least 2 to 3 emotions to narrate your next speech and take it to the next level. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, DTM Joy, for your evaluation. And I understand that we're running a little short in time. So now I'll quickly call the role players one by one to give their reports. I also have a small request, since we have quite an august audience in terms of Toastmasters. We have quite good speakers here. So I'm also playing a role as in delivering or performing in terms of a Toastmasters program. This is my level 4 second project, elective project, whereby I'm supposed to facilitate an online meeting. So I've just created a short Google form. I'll share it on the chat. I request as many of you all to kindly give me your feedback. So thank you very much. And now I call upon the accountant, I'll call the timer first, Toastmaster Aditya, to present his report. Thank you.
Thank you, Niyamat. So today the speakers have radiated a lot of energy and also a lot of concepts to take with me home. And so with that, I would like to start my timing report with the speeches. So the first speaker, Vamsi Ala, has took 8 minutes 39 seconds, and the second speaker, Toastmaster Gopal, has took 7 minutes 17 seconds, and the third speaker Raghunath Raju has took 7 minutes 24 seconds. And coming to evaluations, the first evaluator Annadata Venkatamurli has took 3 minutes 5 seconds, and our evaluator 2 has took Varun Kumar has took 3 minutes 9 seconds, and evaluator 3 Joy Hans has took 3 minutes 26 seconds. And coming to table topic speeches, table topics first speaker Lydia Norman has took 1 minute 44 seconds. Table topics speaker 2 Vamsi Ala took 1 minute 30 seconds. Table topic third speaker Sunil Yadav took 1 minute 15 seconds. And table topics 4 Annadata Venkatamurli Manohar has took 1 minute 37 seconds. And table topics fifth speaker Varun Kumar has took 2 minutes 6 seconds. apart from the debate speaker, Vamsi Ala, everyone has qualified in a timing, in the timing measure. Thank you.
Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Aditya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Aditya. I now invite Toastmaster Anne-Marie to give us the grammarian and the counter report. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster. You all radiated a lot of energy tonight with that word of the day, and we had variations on the theme. We had radiate, radiation, radiating, but you know what? They all counted because you made an effort. I want to commend in particular Adita, sorry if I pronounce the names wrong, Joy, Neha, Amadatha, Sarah. Those are my biggest fans for word of the day, and congratulations for trying to get it in. Sorry if I missed anybody, but those are the ones I picked up. It was such a pleasure today to listen to some eloquent sentence structures, very clear English and advanced vocabulary. I liked Ankit, Varun, Joy, and Amadatha. You have excellent sentence structure, and I loved your pacing. I got really excited with the use of some creative language, and in particular, take time to smell the flowers. Who said that? Niyamat. Money is the base of this world, Raghu. I am someone who is colorful to everyone, said Varun. So excellent use of creative metaphors, and others decorated speech with vocabulary. Amadatha, rhetorical, very concerting, say Niyamat, and you use the word initiate, Gupa, very well in your sentences. People, please do not worry about accents. It's about clarity of speech, and my one tip is to slow down, pause, stop, and breathe, and that helps you to overcome filler words. Speaking a fast version of English actually impacts your fluency. And I notice the rate of speaking is very, very fast. If you hear the way I speak, I'm very slow. So if I can encourage you to slow down and pause. Pronunciations. We have consonants and vowels. And I hate to be a school teacher, but we need to focus on some keywords. Consonants. Which should be which, the beginning. Der is there, and we is we. So remember those consonants to get the right one. We also had some challenges with vowels. I heard company instead of company, Gopal. Effectively instead of effectively, Vamsi. So we're missing the vowels out in some of the words. Care over jargon, I don't know, Niyamat. So be careful because we are top of the league in speaking. Grammar, always an opportunity to sharpen on the grammar. Use as few words as possible. I had hated it before. I hated it, Lindsay. I am seeing, I see. I am going, I go, Sarah. So shorten the sentences for emphasis. We sometimes forget words, and these are the common ones. The, a, and an before a noun, and that makes a sentence incomplete. So for example, then pandemic hit, then the pandemic hit, Raghu. Gopa, I would request you, I request that you. So just remember these little pronouns before you finish a sentence. Overall, I did enjoy concise delivery. Just slow down, use a strong voice, pause, stop, and breathe. There was one other thing, my blood pressure shoot up. I think, Raghu, you meant my blood pressure shot up. My takeaway then is continue to radiate the English language, pronunciation, slow down, consonants, and vowels. Over to you, Madam GE.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anne-Marie. I see we are 7 on the clock. Have I missed anything?
Yes, I did have an AR counter report. There were some prominent areas that we just need to focus on, the filler words. Sarah, you have a lot of so's. You had 4 so's. So just be careful with that. Niyamat, 4 times, okay twice, so twice, 4 times. Amadatha, you did twice and you had an as in between, not one of those. Vamsi, be careful with the R's when you speak. So I would encourage you to slow down, and you had 1 so. Sunil, you had 4 so's, 2 R's. And what you had tendency to do is combine it. So are. Adatha, 3 R's and 2 repeating a word. So that ends my AR report. Over to you.
Thank you. I will say this, that it has been a kind of a struggle, as I understand from all our chats, that we're all in different time zones, yet we are making this group and this meeting work. So let's keep radiating. And thank you one and all for being here. Toastmaster Raghu, can we have a wonderful picture?
Sure, thank you. Give me a minute. I'll take a screenshot. Can everybody open your video and say cheese? Okay. Yeah, one more shot. Give me a minute. 1 minute, 1 minute. I need to save this. Okay, one more shot. Anybody remaining, please keep your video on and then we'll take a shot. 1, 2, 3, say cheese. Wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you one and all.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. I'll quickly drop. I have another meeting to attend.
Thank you very much. I need to leave. God
stop.
bless you all.
I'll stop recording.